I feel that I can say the topic that if the PhD program is only 3 years, it's not so long. That's why I don't recommend that he or she change the topic, during that 3 years, even if they lost the interest in that. Yeah, PhD is like just license for starting the career in the research field. That's why I hope that the young such scholars, the PhD students, try to continue the research the research work in the same topic when he decided at the beginning. When we select the topic, the most important element or reason is that interest.
Yes,
and
yes, you are.
And I feel that I can say plan should be clear. You just start even if that the topic is interesting, sometimes the process is quite hard.
Yeah.
Unreliable.
So one should be realistic as well as check their own interest.
When we I can say get selected the offer for the new position, most important I can say point is that the first priority should be on the how can I say, tenured or non-tenured one, right? How do you call it? Is that the position is tenured or tenure track or non-tenured? That it's contract based like that. Recently in Japan that we have many positions non-tenured under the contract, that 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. But that I experienced to work in such position at the University of Tokyo, and yeah, at that time I had 4 or 5 years terms to work there under the contract. But I know that, but from the first year, I am so I can say nervous about the fixed term. We have I had to get good achievement, to find the next job to continue to work any university. It was so big pressure for me. That is why, based on my experience, I recommend that the tenured position should be selected, even if the research environment or students level is not so, I can say, high. It depends on the situation, but considering the current position and current tasks, my current focus is on the, I can say, half and half. I can say the half for the research, continue the good research work and producing the many papers, and another half is to manage well about the faculty and the of course university itself. It's that 2 points are both tasks are so I can say important for me. Actually, I have already started to work for the associate dean, in this faculty. That's why before you asked me that I have to make them happy. That the faculty in this in this university are happy. It's my big task. But it's inside the faculty. In another point that we have a colleague in outside the university too. Then I always thinking that make thinking to start a challenge with them and to keep the our good relationship and making good career. That's why I can say my suggestion is that challenging is quite key. Like I said, in my life and in your life too.
Yeah.
Once we, I can say, are satisfied with the current situation, it is very difficult to keep the happy situation or fruitful research work too. And the challenging anytime we I can earn that challenging. We are thinking the new challenging, not only in research work but also in my task in managing. Managing itself is currently very difficult, not easy. The most important thing when we selected the journal is the impact factor at this moment. I don't like this system, but I have to get the papers in the high quality journal proved by the high impact factor. That is, I know that many negative comment to the impact factor, but we don't have another option. There are many I can say index for journal, but the impact factor is most understandable and most widely accepted. That's why from such circumstances, I have to select the high impact factor journal first. Then if it is not successful, we change to the second best or third best journal, even if that impact factor is not so high. I always do do so when we submit the manuscript. This is just my comment from only from my experience, but I recently feel that it is quite difficult to keep the laboratory for a long time. Keep the activities or sites or members of the laboratory for a long time. We should make that tentative, I can say, optimization of the laboratory, time by time. Then, I can say, as a result, we have only two ways for the managing or surviving the laboratory. The one is to make the laboratory bigger and bigger, involving the new faculty or new staffs and new students. So I am now in that process. Our laboratory is in such process. Then another one is to, I can say, keep the laboratory small, small, but the I can say showing the activity, the good I can say small laboratory, but that's why the number of the papers or number of achievement is not so large, but each paper or each achievement is quite important or like I said, attractive. That's I have two ways. One is the like I said, make the laboratory and bigger, and the other is to keep the small but active laboratory. Teaching is quite completely different from the research work. Teaching has a special skills or special, I can say, idea to make the student successful or satisfactory. Then when we think about the teaching, the most important thing is that the level of student who we teach. As I said, I moved to the Yamagata University from University of Tokyo. I felt a big difference from in the students' capacity or student knowledge. In other words, the Yamagata University students are not so good like the University of Tokyo student. Then we, in the class, we have to have the special care for them, which are not necessary for the University of Tokyo. But in our university, we have to have such special care to make them understand what I want to teach. That's why and that is the reason why I say it is difficult, or it is a little bit different skill required for the teaching. Now, when teaching, for example, when we teach the student in class, we continuously we should always checking what I can say, searching the students' attitude or student response to my talk. The teaching is a little bit close to the human-to-human communication. If he or she want to be a good teacher, they should have a good attitude, good communication with them. But that is quite difficult. It's quite hard to be, I can say, taught. But anyway, some people can do it naturally. Some people have difficult to do so. I guess it depending on his or her character.